Warning, the following video contains graphic material. Viewer discretion is advised. On September 28th to 29th, Omaha had one of the most shameful and embarrassing nights in its history. This night was caused in retaliation against what happened on the 26th of September. Ms. Agnes Lolback claimed that when walking with a crippled acquaintance, Miss Moulton Hoffman, she was assaulted. Police had quickly found a suspect, and after Mrs. Lolback identified him as the assailant, he was quickly arrested. However, he was not yet tried in court when the public already believed that he was guilty. This person was Mr. William Brown, but there was one major problem. A problem that could prove that Mr. Brown had nothing to do with the assault. He had a severe case of rheumatism. This caused him to move very slowly. How could a man that could barely move be able to commit a crime of this nature? There needed to be an answer to these questions for this case to hold up in court. However, the Omaha newspapers mentioned no such things. On September 28th, a group of white Omaha teenagers gathered around a southern Omaha school grounds. This group of young, white supremacists marched downtown to the Douglas County Courthouse. Their mission was to get Mr. Brown and make him pay for what they thought he did. The Douglas County Courthouse was built in 1912. It was designed to be mob-proof, and it is the same courthouse used by Douglas County today. At about 6:20, Lieutenant Colonel Jacob Woost received a call at Fort Omaha seeking for military aid. However, he was unaware of a 1917 relaxation of War Department regulations that would have allowed him to send in his troops. So he spent 4 hours asking approval from Washington, D.C. The mob began raiding stores for guns and ammunition, and they also gathered gasoline to burn the building. They got heavy rope and passed stones around. The police fought the stone-throwing mob with streams of water from fire hoses. The chief attempted to address the crowd from a window, but was struck with a stone. The newly elected mayor entered the building shortly before firebombs were thrown into the courthouse, setting the offices on fire. The firemen who came to put out the fire were overthrown, and the mob used their ladders. At this point, rioters began to scream for Mr. Brown. The mayor was having none of this. He decided to go out and face the mob. However, he was taken before he even had a chance to speak. After attempting to hang the mayor, a small task force of policemen were quickly able to take the mayor back. Other prisoners eventually threw Mr. Brown down to the mob. The mob castrated Mr. Brown and stripped him and knocked him out before they put a rope around his neck and hooked him up to a car's bumper and dragged him around the streets of Omaha. They stopped dragging and shooting the body when they hung him up on an electric pole, only to cut him back down and do the process all over again. Only instead of hanging him, they decided that it'd be better to set him on fire. They then continued to drag the charred body around for another 2 hours. And with that, the Omaha Race Riot of 1919 was over.